Well, I went to independent school growing up in Kansas City, and I thought that was a wonderful route, and I think I had a really good education. So when we were here and exploring options for our family, I noticed that the public school in our district did not have great ratings, quite honestly, and so I knew I was going to go the independent way from right then and there. When I started researching, I knew I did not necessarily want to do a school with a religious affiliation. And so I had heard about PBS quite a while ago, and then when I started exploring, it had all the qualities that I would have wanted in a school. I wanted it to have great academics, obviously, and I wanted there to be a great community and excellent teachers, and PBS fulfilled all those things quite easily. I remember so well the first gather I went to as a prospective parent happened to be during February, and it was Black History Month. Someone came up and read a book about Rosa Parks to the student body. And then they tied that in with the core values, saying how much courage it took for Rosa Parks to do what she did. And I was immediately impressed by how the students were allowed to be given a complicated or complex subject matter, and they tied that into their everyday lives. And they were at the same time teaching them about the world. So I remember feeling like this is a good place. I can feel it. I've been surprised by just how down to earth everyone is. Seriously, like everyone from other parents to the teachers, people are just really cool. And I've loved that. It doesn't matter what you have, what you don't have, that people just kind of band together and they want the best for their children. And I think everyone really does buy into the kindness. And that's really important to me. And I think it's important to our kids, and it's important to the community. These kids are learning. My child's only 6 and he's going to be in first grade. So I'd say he's starting to understand his emotions better, and he's doing things like iMessages when someone does something he doesn't like, and we've been able to take some of that home as well. And I think that trying to help the kids problem solve on their own is a huge asset and really helps them develop that emotional intelligence. When Mark Brackett came and spoke to us about emotional intelligence, I feel like it really not only educated the children, but it educated the parents, because I think that term is thrown around quite a bit these days, and I think it helped clarify exactly what it means and how we can expect it to be implemented into the PBS curriculum. And I think he clarified it in a wonderful way, frankly. And I watched the talk again. I showed the talk to my husband, and I really do believe in pushing forward the idea of emotional intelligence and incorporating that into the curriculum. I would tell them, you are buying into a wonderful community of learners, of teachers, of parents, and all of them working together to give the best education to your child. I felt really welcomed in this community, and that added to my positive experience. I think going to gathers has really enhanced my experience, and I think families need to know that there is always someone to talk to here. Someone will always have your back. I think that your child's best interest is in everyone's best interest here, the educators, the staff. And I also think that they need to know that your child will be challenged and given the freedom to explore. So I think that's really important, and that it's been really fun to see the excitement that surrounds that concept. So Tommy they did the human body in their class, and that was really because the students decided that's what they wanted to learn. Later on in the year, they learned about Native American culture, and they had a field trip up to Marin to the Native American Center, and all those things were not planned at the beginning of the year. These are things that this particular class wanted to explore. Tommy came home every day so excited about both the human body and Native American culture. It was really cool.